Uther. Sorry, I'm gonna start out again. Lili, Uther, Genji. That's the way. The Zebo for the extra damage, and Turiel for the sanctification. That's what we just saw crush Mighty in game number 2. BlossoM been hiding this strategy, and they showed it there on Sky Temple. I'm trying to laugh because the producer just apologized to me on my headset. It was a little bit jarring, but we're back, guys, and it's 1-1. We're going to find out in just a moment what our third battleground will be going into this best of 5. Map pick should be for BlossoM because they won that last game.
That's right, and maybe BlossoM will actually go choose a battleground instead. You never know. They have been doing that a few times already this season.
StarCraft maps are open.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they want to find some better maps. Was Spider banned? Because it is one of their best maps, and especially
Pink Tank.
Well, Pink Tank, and they want to bring in the Thrall too, where they are really not following the meta, but it seems like they're actually making the new meta, bringing this new double support into Korea.
There it is. It's their map pick as well. So you
really?
called it. Yeah, you called it straight up, man.
What?
Nice call. That's super rare. Oh no, they won, so that's why they have the map pick. Okay, so it's not that weird.
Oh.
You tricked me. You tricked me. You changed my brain. You changed my brain, but still, they will go to the 2 with the Spider Queen as you expected. This is their best map. Actually.
Let's see if Uther comes out again with really double support. It was very shocking, I'm pretty sure, along with all the Korean production and the casters. We're surprised to see double support bringing out the strong CC with Genji. Let's get into draft. Mighty will have the first ban.
Yeah, this will be the first time Mighty has first ban, so they may decide to take the Genji themselves. We don't know. It's always been the team with first pick that gets the Genji consistently so far. So we expected this to be a 3-0 for Mighty, so I didn't know if they were going to be able to play him at all today. We're going to see the Vala ban coming out first. It's a targeted ban onto Dudu. BlossoM could ban the Genji. Actually, in this situation, it's worth considering. I don't think that they will. I think that they will ban away perhaps an ETC here or the Zeratul.
Also, you're tied up 1-1. I think it's okay somewhat to leave Genji open for Mighty's side and see if they take it. If not, you can also take it for yourself. Try to bring in some different strats, team comp.
I think if BlossoM does not ban Genji, if Mighty is not going to run it, they should pick Malfurion as their first pick. Because that's one of the key counters to Genji that BlossoM has denied from them twice now. They haven't been prioritizing it, so...
I think that's exactly what they're talking
about. Ooh, BlossoM is just going to ban it. First ban. This could give Mighty the Zeratul. So the assassin battle with the Zeratul and the Genji, I suppose. Insta-lock. Immediately.
There's the first pick Genji. For Mighty this time, let's see what kind of composition that Mighty will bring into the battle. And that response has been answered.
The Zebo and the Uther. So they want to take the Uther away. This is so weird. The Zebo's great for the map for his scaling, but the Uther pick, just seeing Uther prioritized in first rotation is...
It's much more of a takeaway instead of just picking it yourself. There's a Gul'dan Ariel, great pair.
Gul'Ariel.
To have that wave clear. Also, that Aegis will save Gul'dan and Genji.
The problem with the Aegis on Genji is that he can't do anything while he's in it, so it can be definitely a double-edged sword. So he just wants to dash and get Aegis immediately. He's like a flying bomb. Don't think that's really what they're looking for, but ETC is the obvious ban here. Talked about earlier, the ability to shut down the early game and have strong rotations. It's where he's going to be at his best. In a tankless situation here, I think that would be one that Mighty would be considering. The only reason why it's a weak ban is because Joker's shown incredible Muradin. did Haymaker on the previous set, didn't work out. But in general, limiting Joker is not going to be too beneficial, just making him incredibly strong here with the Diablo ban counterwise. You want to make sure that BlossoM doesn't have that early game CC to harass and kill Ariel or Genji in the early game.
That's right, both HGC and Diablo gone. We could have brought lots of CC to both teams and strong rotations. I think with so many spell damage coming out from Mighty's side, I think Anubarak is a very safe way, and we saw Cocoon used by L5 just yesterday. Just isolate one target and make it into a 4v5 team fight. Just Cocoon Ariel and make sure Gul'dan is not healed, so you just take out targets just like that. We saw from L5 yesterday lots of times.
It's a pretty smart strat. Does come with the cost of not having a top tier tank. Well, there it is. Good call with the Leoric coming in once again. So the map we've seen a lot of Leoric on. Entomb, not going to be very useful against the Genji, but could force Ariel to self-Aegis, which would remove that safety.
Oh, also Falstad is open. Mighty should realize this, but they already picked up so much damage. I think if they pick up even Falstad with this, Muradin's gonna have a hard time trying to heal and sustain in the front line.
Can you triple DPS with this composition though? Might even pick up the Falstad here. I think it might just be too late. I think they might just have to let it through.
We saw this happen in this exact battleground, of course, with BlossoM sometimes and other times with GG, the Entomb and the Gust to isolate the entire team.
Yeah, it's very strong. Very commonly used in other regions as well. Stitches and Ragnaros. So this is going to get real interesting real fast. So we saw contestations on tanks for the early game over and over. The Diablo EDC ban and the Anubarak coming out early, but it's going to be Stitches who comes in with no roots to, for follow-up. It's going to be potentially Detainment Strikes or Horrify to combo with that. BlossoM, their last pick here. It feels like it's an obvious fall stat. What else could they really be considering? Sergeant Hammer?
Falstad is, of course, also global. They can soak up extra EXP and have really catch up in EXP and make sure Nazeebo gets stronger at the late game.
They can split push.
That's true, but I think they need a little bit more burst damage. And I'm pretty sure if they pick up Falstad, they will just go with the auto attack Falstad. So maybe they're thinking of a little bit more burst damage. Anubarak Leoric cannot really bring in the burst damage along with Nazeebo.
What's it going to be? It's going to be Tychus. They just don't want... They're not thinking too combo-minded here. I'm pretty sure this is going to be Divine Shield on Uther this time. Can do a lot with that with Anubarak. Very divey. That's the general idea here. Send him in and or protect the Nazeebo when he gets to Dovan or the Tychus. So there's not a whole lot to combo with the Divine Storm, but really good usage. Best use of Divine Storm we've seen from BlossoM in the last game. We'll see if they use it again here. It's up to Scarlet as we move into game number 3 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Winner takes match point. In blue is BlossoM. Scarlet on Uther, Dudu on Tychus, Wiz on Anubarak, Judy on the Orc, and No Chat on Nazeebo. Pause time. I'm going to take this opportunity to text production about a technical issue that you and I are experiencing as well.
Well, let's see. No Chat seems to be having a little bit of a problem as he is the one talking right now on the screen. And we're expecting a little bit more of a false step. It is at the end. Tychus pickup. Of course, with lots of auto attacks, you can burst Tank Buster and also Grenade to finish off the target. Seems to be very strong. Odin will provide the extra burst damage also. We're not getting exact info on what the technical difficulty is, but I'm pretty sure the normal ones are sound issues and keyboard issues.
Those are the normal ones.
Or monitor frame drop sometimes. Not often.
Yeah, I mean there's obviously a plethora of potential tech problems in a esports setting such as this one. Mouse not working, keyboard's got a problem, frames dropping,
Mics not working, audio issues.
technical problems. I mean, sometimes you have other weird. Oh, so you press pause by accident.
At least
I
he's honest.
I was gonna say there
He's
are.
honest,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay, I was gonna say there are other more unusual technical problems, like one of the players is possessed by a spirit from another world and suddenly stands up and walks out of the booth. I mean, who knows? But
the
like,
Zebo spirit ate him up. That's what happened.
Like maybe like we have a pause because like one of the players gets abducted by a UFO. But like those are the more unusual technical pauses, like this one where he accidentally pressed the pause break key on his keyboard, which will automatically pause it. Anyways, go ahead and introduce these players, G-Clef, for Mighty.
On red and
too late.
Well, it's Magi on Genji, Joker on Stitches, Sands on Rag, SDE on Gul'dan, and Nasang on Ario.
Well done. That is my new favorite mount, the Twilight Horse or whatever it's called.
I'm loving the Overwatch mount. That's what I like now. It's one of the newest one, of course. Okay, Mighty with that. They're gonna have a strong push. Oh, BlossoM is looking for a pick, but it's a lot of. They can actually turn this around. It's a 4v3 fight. SDE takes tons of damage due to goes around actually.
So, our technical issue is also resolved, and we're just a big Happy Heroes family now. Except you, because you like the Overwatch mount. What a traitor. So, just looking at the talents, everything is normal. I kind of feel like I just entered this game, but you're in it now, G-Clef. So, the late game scaling is going to be good for Nazebo. We always talk about this, but it's something that always has to be considered on this map that has one of the weakest map objectives in the game in terms of the pushing power it gives. Like if you compare it to the Immortals or the Punishers, they're just obviously much stronger and they're focused on a single lane. Okay, a lot of CC coming down here onto a Nubrag, including the hook afterwards, but they still can't get him. Commits in there with the Swift Strike. Still misses the kill, and Sands will get blown up here by the grenade at the end of all this. The extra grasp range there for the Yorick at level 1 doing some serious work. So that's going to be first blood going to BlossoM.
That's right, and only something that worries me from BlossoM's team comp is having Uther on your team with so much tank. So when you need the sustained healing coming out, if you had Malfurion on that team, maybe I can see lots of healing over time coming out a little bit more. But with Uther, there's a cooldown onto his heals, and once you're out of mana, I think the entire team has to fall back, and Mighty is going to have a better time of fighting the longer fight.
Look at this CC chain. Look at this. Joker is so low. They're actually going to get the counter kill here on the Wiz. It's going to be another dash reset for Magi. Notice the angle he took there. He could actually escape after doing the damage to no chat. That's the safe way to play it. Not like every Genji who's on my team in solo queue who dashes past and gets aggroed by the fort and dies. That's the way you want to do it. The way Magi just did it. So, very well played. Didn't get the kill or anything like that, but just want to point this out.
With that cooldown Ario pair, they're going to have such a powerful time at the bottom lane. This fort will be gone at any moment if they just keep on pushing like this.
Yeah, it's like, well, imagine if every hero you had could actually just live forever, have unlimited healing with all a short cooldown. It's like, oh yeah, it's this composition. So, getting a pick can be very, very powerful for Mighty because they have so many different tools to siege up forts with it. And the unlimited sustain. That Gul'dan also has no mana pool, so you know, he could just constantly just fling his abilities at the structures and the minion waves.
Notice even this turret is out of ammo as all the waves were pushed so far back already. They're controlling. It's not that Mighty has faster rotations like with ETC. Of course, Genji can go around the lanes pretty quickly, but it's the power of Gul'dan, just wave clear because BlossoM does not have as much wave clear. They have to spend more time on each lane to clear those up.
Yep. Exactly. It's going to be the first web reviews for Mighty for this reason. Look at this quick clear. Super fast. So, see what these web reviews can get done. The bot fort is almost guaranteed. This wall is actually low. So, this is going to be a pretty easy push too. The top fort is going to be the one that BlossoM will probably keep after this. Actually committing a lot to the bot lane to defend, but looks like actually it's going to be the rotation mid now. They had Nazebo down there, but he moved. So Mighty's just going to split for the extra EXP soak. They want to try to get 10 first off of this. Actually a very big 4-man commitment here onto Gul'dan. They're going to wipe him out of this fight. Magi comes over a bit late from the bot lane and just drops down some more shurikens to get his quest. Just going to go back to get the bot fort. So like I said, the bot fort is basically free. Mid, because of the pick, actually will survive. So well done by BlossoM. Bit of a late rotation by Magi. I think that was kind of an issue there.
Here's the charge in onto Stitch's Joker. Does not have his way out. His body blocked. I don't think he could move out of there. But the damage from Gul'dan is real. Wiz gets very low. Gets taken out. There's one kill. Magi will get the reset.
See how quickly he can get Echoed Corruption. That's one of the big power spikes for Mighty. We talk about late game scaling. When Echoed Corruption finishes, that's going to be a ton of extra damage. Such a short cooldown for siege power as well as just in team fights. So, level 10 on the horizon here. That point-click stun that we see so often with Uther now back in the meta. It's going to be very powerful against Genji in these team fights. I'm trying to think if there's an argument to make. Ooh, nice hook here on the Dudu. They're actually going to commit in here using the deflection. They're going to get the kill. Nicely done. Now he could just get out of there. I wonder if there's an argument you could make for X Strike here for Mighty. I don't think so. Because there's not really all the CC that we saw in the last game to kind of lock enemies into a single position.
The only way will be if Judy's able to entomb multiple targets, not just a single one. I don't think it's really worth to X-Strike into a single target as much as you can do even more damage with multiple targets. Unless it's you really want that single pick.
They're going to hold on to it for now, as well as the Gorge. Imagine, though, the Bile with a very big Dragon Blade. That sounds like a pretty incredible situation. There's the Bile. They're going to still hold on to this one for a little bit. Double turn-ins is what Mighty would like in this situation, as BlossoM is going to try to deny that. They're only 11 away from their own turn-in, but they just don't have 10, so it's hard for them to actually stop this. It is going to be X-Strike. Let's see how he uses it. Odin.
But never mind, it's going to be Genji's on the other side. So it's going to be possibly with connecting to Smash. As you said, not much of a CC to really follow.
Yeah. I mean, if there's an amazing Horrify, I feel like it's better to have the... They get the double turn, by the way. I think it's better to have the Dragon Blade, so you can just get those feared targets and just sweep them up, do so much extra damage, and finish them off with Gul'dan. Let's see how he uses it. Because in the last game, there was such an argument for X-Strike. I wasn't sure how it was going to be used, but it was used beautifully as some extra mobility when all the CC came down to chase down targets and kill them. Okay, here's the first entomb. It's onto SDE directly. Cocoon as well. SDE cannot outlast this one. He dies immediately. Nasong was Cocoon the entire time.
Doja gets very low. He has to be on the back line, but here's a chase onto multiple targets. Sands gets pretty low, gets aged, but the hook is real. Divine shielded on Ubarak even.
X-Strike here not really doing too much for them in the fight. And this is kind of what we saw a lot of yesterday. Gonna commit here to the Molten Core though. Judy's very low. That's how you dash over the wall. Doesn't have enough mana for the second dash though, despite getting the reset. The Molten Core is to help secure them to kill. This is of course during a Web Weaver push, so going to be all 3 forts down now. Shuriken Mastery is done.
And also, we talked about Uther's lack of sustained healing. That's why he went for that Silver Touch at one for the question. Not sure if it's done. I don't think it's done yet, but
so.
Sands gets caught in that entomb. And even Cocoon But this is actually going to help Mighty
Yeah.
to retreat this time. I don't think Cocoon was actually needed there.
And Cocoon is basically just a stasis that protected him. And this actually reminds me of, if you guys watch my other cast, I cast with another commentator called Brendan Valdez for Pro League. And when he and I were first learning the game, I would always yell at him whenever he did. I'm like, no, you Cocoon him now, they're going to save him. It's just, we played a lot of Stitches. He'd do the same with Gorge. I'm like, no. When the game first came out. So they do disengage here. Don't get the keep or anything like that, but they do get the wall down. Just got to be careful on who you Cocoon and when you Cocoon them, because they're invulnerable in there. The health bar that you see is just the Cocoon's health bar. So now 81 gems carried for BlossoM. They can't get a turn in this time. I don't know if they ever will. There's so much carried. So annoying to lose those if they end up losing a team fight. Close call there on the zombie wall. Finally, they get the turn in. There's just no way for Mighty to deny it with everyone hearthing home. They were a little bit late to respond. Magi doing his best, but didn't want to overextend. So let's see what they can get done with this. They don't have that same siege power that Mighty does. They have decent wave clear. It's really going to be Nazebo that has the big sieging. He can drop down.
Of course, they're down a full level, but they have their way of coming back. They can pick off targets with Entomb just like now. And there's another Entomb onto Joker. No Cocoon on this time. They will successfully get a kill.
Yep, didn't need that. Mighty is actually just too preoccupied with dealing with the web weaver push mid. They actually just let that go. They don't even rotate down to try to punish for it, because it was basically an insta-death. Horrify could be a nice way to engage when this team is moving towards the keep wall like this, but without the Stitches, it's going to be tough. They're going to be fighting in man down. Don't think they can look for the flank Horrify here. Look at all the damage Gul'dan puts off as well defensively. Keep wall going to be bruised here.
So much wave clear just from Gul'dan alone.
Yeah.
He's just harassing from the side.
Oh, it's going to be the flank for the Molten Core. This is going to be a huge stun. Oh, man. BlossoM did not consider this one.
There's an extra bike. But most of the damage actually canceled by that Divine Shield, since Molten Core is over. Which is joined the team fight.
Wiz in the back there, not able to do anything. Put up some extra CC, but couldn't do anything after that. He doesn't have self-sustain. Nice attempt to Entomb to block, to protect his teammates. Actually going to be pretty successful for now. Magi wants Dudu, but doesn't have the dash he needs to go in and get the kill. Well turned around there by Mighty with the Molten Core. BlossoM just really not being prepared for that. The Divine Shield was pretty amazing. It allowed many to escape. The Entomb as well meant that it was only one kill they could get. So good crisis management all around for both teams.
That's the power of Ragnaros coming around. This Molten Core have that 5-man swing, turning everything around. And BlossoM really seems to be lacking on the sustain heal, as we mentioned so many times. When they are falling behind, Leoric just sacrificed himself because he knew if he didn't die, they could have more casualties on their side.
Yeah, he was pretty much going to die no matter what, and he has the ability to respawn quicker, so respectable decision. Actually has Superstition, level 13 for No Chat instead of the Ice Block. So sacrificing a lot of that protection for the decreased damage to him for Gul'dan, who's really the main damage source for Mighty. Decent amount of damage coming out from Ragnaros as well. And with Shuriken Master, that's also going to be slightly cancelled. Does take a lot more damage from other sources, but it's not really a whole lot of auto attacks at all on the side of Mighty if you think about it. Genji it's not really his primary source of damage. It's ability power.
There's an Entomb, but kind of cancelled by that Horrify. No Check getting so much less damage from all those skill shots now because of the Superstition.
Yeah.
He's staying on the front line nearby. But once Judy and Wiz get super low, that's the time when Scarlet is having the trouble to healing them.
Woo! That was a near hook there. Okay, this is a scary moment for Mighty. Back off. Had Entomb been up there, that could have been an opportunity for a kill. 46 gems carried by No Chat alone. Mighty, despite that nice push there and the level 16 talent tier lead, They'll have enough gems for a turn-in. They're so close. They have it now. BlossoM is going to have to kind of poke and deny here. Again, scary to lose a team fight, though, with this many gems carried. If they get wiped, they might just never get another objective for the rest of the game. Entomb going down once again onto Joker. These immediate Aegis comes in. Will they have a fast rotation to save him? He drops down his bile. He lives long enough to really get a good one out there, but it's basically a 2v5 fight for so long. Magi comes in, the Divine Shield going to stop most of the damage until he gets the X strike off. Good usage here. And so much damage coming down. The Horrify completely misses. But they are, actually didn't use it. I don't know what that sound was. I was like, I don't see a Horrify here, but I hear the sound.
Maybe it was cancelled right before, and Luther gets blown. Magi will get the reset again.
Wiz
is taking the poison damage. Heals comes along, but it's not enough.
There's the real Horrify, not just the one I heard, I guess. So, used here. No Chat has so much protection from Superstition. He is so low. He lives. Judy's going to fall here eventually. But No Chat should not be tossing spiders out right now. So they went from 115 or so gems now to 69. They lost about half of the gems they were carrying. They still have enough for a turn-in, but...
It also means Nazeebo's holding 69 gems alone. It's quite troublesome as he has to walk his way out. I believe this patch is the one before the nerf on Superstition from 50 to 40%.
Yeah. I think the Korean, by the way, the Korean commentators are highlighting the differences in damage between Genji players. As we were talking about this before the cast with them, how it just felt like Genji was different in the hands of each player. And 50k is about the number we've been checking, around 16 minutes. It's been met here by Magi. But yeah, I think it is on the patch for the Superstition. I would have to double check, but I think you're correct.
Okay, with this, Mighty is still leading in EXP, but BlossoM just has to wait until that level 20. Install some more time. Look at the damage coming in. Judy has very low X strike to finish off the kill. Little questionable, the very aggressive positioning, of course. There's another a little bit late cleanse.
Yeah, very late cleanse. Now no cleanse for the Horrify. No Chat is so tanky right now. He has a Divine Shield, but he's not going to live through this much. There's just no way. 2 down here. Mighty want to end with this web we were pushed. They're going to push down this keep.
What a nice hook from Joker that all started from Joker, and also
another one.
Another one onto Dudu. So much damage coming out from Gul'dan and everyone else from Team Mighty there. It's going to be Core for sure. They hit 20. Core is going down. It's already shields off. 80% low.
There's the kill on the Tychus. Wiz insanely low. Going to go in for one more burrow charge. Molten Core for the finishing blow here as Mighty is going to take match point with this win. Level 20s are up and locked in. Even the bolt here for Joker. Not going to matter. So they will take the win. Take the match point advantage with the 2-1 score. As we move into game number 4. They just had the better team fighting overall, and it felt like the Nazeebo play was quite lackluster, to be honest, from No Chat in this game. Didn't have the front line to protect him that he did on the previous set on Sky Temple. You could see he was caught a few times. He lived through so much damage with Superstition. Like, oh my god. We just don't really see that in pro play too often here in Korea, so whenever I do see it, I'm like, well, that's really strong. I'm like, but Ice Block makes you invincible and no one can touch you. I'm like, that's also strong. I'm like, oh. What if they were on different talent tiers? Oh my god. So
that would make Nazeebo even more OP than he is right now.
I mean, literally weak auto attacks is the only thing that he was taking for the negative effects of Superstition, which increases the auto attack damage. Basic attacks is the technical term, damage. But so he's got negative armor but positive spell armor, and all of the damage coming out was spell damage, but still got hooked in. You know, even though it reduces so much of the damage, you could see that with all the CCs and the positions he was forced into, he eventually died anyways, as he did in that last team fight.
Yeah, that exactly costed them the game, and Mighty really knew the counters to Nazeebo. They had their early lead. They had more damage than Gul'dan Ariel pair. Especially on this battleground, the Spider Queen seems so strong with their wave clear, and also finishing that corruption quest in, I believe, around level 10.
Yeah, super early.
That was super early. Got that major power spike, which helped clearing the wave, even the web we were coming, and all the damage that Judy took from that was immense and helped entire my damage. I actually want to see the damage coming out from Gul'dan alone by the end of the game too.
Well, we're moving into our next map, which is likely to be Mighty's map choice. I wanted to look at available maps. Towers of Doom, both StarCraft Battlegrounds are available, and
Battlefield of Eternity
yeah,
is
BOE.
available.
Yeah,